Hi, I'm Mia Arakaki, and this show is one of the ways I create spaces for rest, renewal, and healing so that people everywhere, especially women in business, ministers, and helpers, can live and serve out of abundance and overflow rather than from a place of lack and burnout. My prayer in these episodes is that you are able to have a felt experience of God and a felt experience of God's presence with and in you. I'm here to help you slow down, get present in your body, and engage with God. The practice of Lectio Divina is a vehicle for using scriptures to simply be with God. The goal is not to try to get something or figure something out, but just to allow yourself to be present in relationship with God. The process we will go through in Lectio Divina is to read a passage slowly numerous times and then to have a space of silence after each reading to reflect and experience ourselves and God in the moment. Each time we read it through, I will give you prompts for questions or noticings. Today, I've chosen a passage of scripture from Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6. I'll be reading this from the Message translation. As we begin, I invite you to find a place that you feel comfortable and safe in, a place that you can be relatively quiet and free from distraction. And as you're in that space, I invite you to preferably sit in a space that you can have your feet on the ground and have the ability to sit up straight so that you can breathe breath and life into your body all the way into your lower back. And as we begin, I invite you, if you feel safe, to close your eyes and bring your awareness into your body. Just noticing what it feels like to be embodied. We'll begin with a deep breath, breathing in through your nose and back out through your nose. Take a deep breath, breathing it all the way into your body, deep into your lower back. And then slowly exhaling through your nose. If it helps you to have a count to do that too, I often suggest breathing in for a count of 6 and out for a count of 6. Just continue repeating those deep breaths 3 to 5 times, just to help your body to actually slow down, to find a slower rhythm, and for you to become aware of being present here and now in your body. And as I read this passage of scripture, I invite you to just be present here and now to your body, to scripture, and to God. And noticing what it feels like to be in your body in this particular moment. Not fixing anything, not judging anything, just being aware. If during this time your attention wanders, that's completely fine and expected. When that happens, feel free to bring your awareness back to your breath, back to your body, into the present moment. As I read this passage the first time, I invite you to notice what words or phrases you're drawn to in this passage. Trust God. From the bottom of your heart. Don't try to figure out everything on your own. Listen for God's voice in everything you do, everywhere you go. God's the one who will keep you on track. Now, sitting in some silence, just notice what words or phrases you were drawn to. As I read this passage again, be aware of what you feel or notice in yourself or in your body as I read this passage again. Trust God. From the bottom of your heart. Don't try to figure out everything on your own. Listen for God's voice in everything you do, everywhere you go. God's the one who will keep you on track. And now, in the silence, take some time to notice what you felt or what you're feeling, noticing feelings in your body or in your emotions. And now, as I read the passage again, I invite you to notice if there's any invitation to respond to God or to say anything to God. Trust God from the bottom of your heart. Don't try to figure out everything on your own. Listen for God's voice in everything you do, everywhere you go. God's the one who will keep you on track. Again, taking some time in silence to notice any invitation to respond or to say anything to God. And if so, feel free to offer that prayer up in this space of silence. And now, as I read the passage through one last time, I invite you to use this space to be open to receiving, to listening to, or just noticing God, or just simply being with God. Trust God from the bottom of your heart. Don't try to figure out everything on your own. Listen for God's voice in everything you do, everywhere you go. God's the one who will keep you on track. Again, I invite you to take this time in silence to be open to receiving from God or noticing God, listening, or just simply being with God. And now, as we come to a close of this space, I invite you to continue to be present to yourself, to your body, and to God as I offer this prayer. God, we thank you for this time and for this space to be able to simply be together with you. May you help us now and in our day-to-day lives to see you, to hear you, to feel you, and to respond to you. I now invite you to take a couple of deep breaths, again, all the way into your lower back, in through your nose, back out through your nose. And as you take one more deep breath, touch your fingers to each other, wiggle your toes, and when you're ready and comfortable, feel free to open your eyes and just become aware of your surroundings. May the Lord be with you as you go through your day today. Thank you for being with me today. If this information and experience has been valuable to you, please consider sharing it with a friend or sharing it with your community, and also subscribe to the podcast to stay up to date with each new episode. Please also be sure to visit honeycombcoaching.com for virtual coaching and personalized retreats, as well as other offerings. And while you're there, sign up for our news and updates via email and receive a free digital resource. I look forward to the next time we get to experience God together. I'm Mia Arakaki, and until then, peace be with you.